G'day everyone, welcome back to another round of wheel-to-wheel racing. Tonight we are here at the St. Croissant C track for our second Enduro of the season in the Group 3 cars. Tonight with me on commentary, making his commentary debut, is Midrisky.
Hey Super Dragon, I'm excited to be here, mate. I've got 2 boxes of tissues and a pack of white wets, and it's ready to soak up anything my body excretes, including tears. Can't wait for the action to start.
Absolutely love to hear it, and tonight with us we have Fine Moves rocking the visuals.
Yeah, hey guys, looking first forward to our second Enduro, I believe. Top split,
Yeah,
should be
second
good.
one after Spa, so it's our first Group 3 Enduro of the season. As you see a couple of guys practicing their starts on the pit exit here. We've got Tombo practicing his start on the mediums, so could see some interesting strategies come out of these guys, as there's no time to get a lap in and then change tyres. So if you want to start on them mediums, you are definitely going to have to qualify on them, and you'll probably end up towards the back of the field. So
Yeah,
some
that'll be
very interesting strategies.
It'll be interesting to see whether anyone decides to take the mediums for a 6-lapper and leave a 5-lapper towards the end for the softs.
That too, yeah. So should see a good mix of strategy coming out of these guys. Who do you think we should keep an eye on throughout tonight here? Who's your top couple of picks here?
Well, I think it's a tough question because I haven't seen anyone really excel, but I think it's going to be really close, and it's going to be a case of, as usual, stay out of the trouble, off the walls, and as long as you can get yourself a lead, I think you're going to be one to watch. But I'd have to be biased and say that Stefko, my main man, I'll keep an eye on him, probably Kazadro as well, but I think Ando's also been setting some pretty quick times, so outside of our normal top 4, I think that they're 3 guys we'll keep an eye on.
Yeah, I'd like to chuck in Dale's name into that hat too. He's had some
True,
really good pace in that Ferrari. Had a really standout round in round 2 in the Ferrari as well. So could see some big things from Dale this afternoon. But yeah, definitely agree with you, Ando, KZ, and then the regulars, Pure Axel, Adam, Oily, Captain, half the lobby, most of the lobby really.
That's
so,
right.
But yeah, we've definitely got a pretty stacked lobby. A couple of Div 2 guys creeping in, about half the lobby, just under, are actually part of the Div 2 leaderboards, jumping up into top split tonight. So we have Showman, Ando, Dale, Rexy, Tombo, and Suitlad all up from Div 2, making some time up in the top split here.
And it's testament to the league. I mean, you've got these 2 Div 2 drivers up in Div 1, and not only are they matching it, they're really putting it to the Div 1 drivers, so it'll be interesting to see when some of the guys come out of E-Lobby, who's going to be relegated.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to tighten up the top couple of lobbies for sure, once a couple of guys get all their rounds in.
Yeah, speaking of E-Lobbies, this is the first time we've streamed E-League, I believe, so we're streaming all these guys tonight. A lot of pace in that lobby, so that should be a good one to watch midweek. I think we'll be broadcasting that on Tuesday. But must be close to qualifying.
Quali has been kicked off, so... Oh, and the captain has lagged out of the room.
Oh,
unfortunately, so...
I'd say call a restart on that, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair. It's like...
Before it even started, yep.
Gosh, that's unfortunate.
But
at least we can get it out of the way nice and early, get him back in, get going before qualifying started.
It's been a bit of a shame last couple of weeks. I don't know whether it's NBN or whether it's the PlayStation servers or Gran Turismo, but yeah.
Has been issues for sure.
Yeah.
Oh well, let's do a quick throw to our sponsors while we're waiting for them to set up.
Yeah, while we wait for them to get going again, just want to give a big thank you to our sponsors who are with us for this season. A lot of them carrying on. I think all of them carrying on from last season. We've got Next Level Racing, Hagney and Imports, Races, beautiful grassroots, supporting grassroots racing there, and Future Youth Clothing, Melbourne-born streetwear. So big thank you to those guys for staying on board with us. for this season as we continue on throughout. We're coming up to the halfway point of it, so very nice to see.
That's it, round 6 tonight. Next week into Lagos. Oh, that's going to be fun in the GR4s.
Yeah, great track for close racing, and in the one make, that'll bring up some very, very good, very, very good battles and stuff there.
Yeah, so I don't know how the other guys are taking the 86, but it's not my favourite choice, and starting to struggle in it a little bit actually.
So it can be quite tricky to drive, as I believe we're just waiting for one more person to exit out of qualifying. But yeah, a couple of things to note here. Some of the guys in our lobby tonight are the top-ranked Group 3 drivers of the season. So Apex Humper, currently first overall, top-ranked Group 3 driver through the season, followed by DJ Stefko. So, which I believe they're also in the same car in the Jag, so showing it's a very strong contender. And behind them is Adam V10, who also is in the Jag. So our top 3 drivers in the GR3 class this season have all been in that Jag. So definitely some guys to watch there.
Definitely. I think that, as usual, the racing up front of these guys all stick together. It's going to be pretty exciting. So qualifier's about to kick off again. We'll see how the field ends up.
Hopefully we can get everyone out of the pits nice and clean here. And we are underway. Here
we go.
Staying in. I don't think we have a restart left unless we don't see any lights off the grid to start with, but...
Apex first out of the pit, followed by DJ Stefko. Kazadjo, oil in my blood.
Dale in the DAM Ferrari, one of the few MR cars throughout the field here tonight. Followed by Showman as well in the Lexus, his beautiful Mexican hat racing Lexus there.
Tombo right behind Showman, and an Adam hot on the tail of Tombo.
Yep, Pure Axle in that very, very shiny Mitsubishi. I'm sure Fine Moves will be loving seeing that thing out on track. Just letting by Ando. Pure Axle did say to me earlier on he was looking for a slipstream buddy to try and keep in touch with for his lap, so it'll be interesting if he can find one. And then we have Ando in that shake and bake Aston Martin, one of the few of them throughout the field.
Then we've got Rexy coming up the back. It looks like he's leaving a little bit of space. He's in the My Pony car. And Suit Lab back for V Corsa. And we've got Captain Lowside finalising the train. Yep,
in that Golf-inspired Hyundai livery. Very some beautiful colours, but really can't beat them V Corsa colours. That bright pink, bright blue. Very Miami Vice 80s feeling to it.
That's right.
It's definitely very interested to see what kind of times we get out of these guys. I'm assuming we'll see some low 24s to high and mid 23s come the end of qualifying here.
Yeah, I agree. As long as they keep out of each other's way, there's going to be some pretty quick times here. There's only going to be fractions in it. But who ends up on the top, this is going to be really interesting to see. Some of the guys with clean air can make some pretty quick times.
Yeah, definitely. A couple of guys to take notice of as Ando pings off the wall on the exit, on the entry to the bridge. Very unfortunate. Luckily for him, it is the outlap, but that's going to relegate him all the way back to the back of the train. But as I was saying, a couple of guys to keep an eye on. Tombo qualifying on the mediums, Rexy qualifying on the mediums, and the captain qualifying on the mediums. So,
interesting
going
choice.
for that alternate strategy.
Gosh, okay.
Yeah, so since you can't drop out and change your tyres after you set your lap, they're just deciding to completely start on them mediums and maybe sacrifice a bit of qualifying to have some late race pace.
See, that would have made sense for Pure Axle too, you know, like, because at the start of the race he's just going to want to hang on to some slipstream.
Yeah, he was discussing that in a party chat a little earlier on, saying it was definitely an option for him that he was thinking of. But I'm guessing he decided to go against that and just try and stick it wherever he can and get off the line quick, maybe hang with the leaders rather than be stuck on the tail end of the field.
So just before they come around to the start and finish line, let's just jump on to the stats for a second. So we've got Apex is like leading quite a few of these categories. He's got the most pole positions, the most fastest laps,
Most
second
wins.
in overtakes. Yeah, most wins.
He did have the most overtakes until last week, where the captain had an absolute blinder and took a lead. I think the captain was 3 behind Apex coming into last week, and now has taken a 12 lead. So captain had a blinder last week.
That's a fair few overtakes at the top of that table.
Absolutely.
So just on board, I reckon we should do a lap with Apex from the cockpit cam.
It's definitely a
Look
good
at
one to
this.
jump in with.
He's got DJ right on his bumper.
Yep, little bit of a bump there. So DJ trying to push him along, push for some better times. He pushes wide through this right-hander though.
Oh, this will be interesting.
Yeah, Stefko's either going to have to roll out. Yeah, and he does. So already a compromised lap. That's probably a good half a second possibly lost there. But we see him coming through a very tricky section of corners here. Very tricky on getting your braking right, making the corner very rounded rather than a late brake for the right-hander. Looking for about the 100 board, if not just after coming in here. Want to clip that Apex on the inside, drive all the way out to the curbing. Keep it in third. Don't want to drop it down to second. You bounce off the limiter if you do so. Coming through here, I use the back of the ambulance on the right as my braking point. Gets turned in nicely. You want to get quickly across to the left-hand side of the track here, so you can have a very wide line coming down the hill through these sweeping corners and onto the bridge. Clips the inside curb, gets a little unsettled, lightly on the brakes as he enters the bridge here. Very tricky corner as it gets unstable coming up through. There's a bump, a very awkward bump right in the middle of that corner. You might get a bump from Stefko here. It might be too late.
Just towards the back, Rexy just backed off to let Suitlad through. Don't know if he had a problem there, but he's sitting in third last now in qualifying.
Yep, Rexy maybe realising Suitlad was on the softs while he's on that medium tyre for quali.
Good point, right.
This will be a very crucial part of the track here as we come through this right-hander, and we'll see if Stefko decides to give Apex a massive bump or the pass. He's gone for the pass.
They're going to take advantage of that slip.
And KZ not too far behind them, deep in the slipstream of both of them. He could make a double overtake here towards the end of the straight. He's gone for the bump on DJ actually. So these two boys looking to out-qualify Apex and get onto a flying start here. As DJ comes in, meets that inside Apex nicely. Plenty of runoff on the track here as you power through the corner. And a very, very tricky momentum section of track here. So you want to wash off a little bit of speed coming through this right-hander, get all the way to the edge of the track, back across to the right-hand side, a little tap of the brake as you come in here, clip the inside Apex, stick with it the whole way around on the power nice and early to bring you all the way through this little uphill right-hander. Quite a tricky one. You want a late Apex that turn in a lot later than you might think you need to. Get on the power, drive all the way out to the outside, back across to the right-hand side of the track for the final corner. Looks like Stefko's a little wide or KZ's a little narrow. Stefko with a great run out of the corner. And here we see the times coming through.
23.7. 23.5. Dale.
Adam V up to second. Nice work.
23.6 out of Adam. Pure Axel with a 25.2, so mistake there possibly.
Tombo with a 27. Yeah, a bit uncharacteristic.
Ando 24.3. I bet he's not too happy with that one. The captain with a 27 on the mediums. And Rexy also on them mediums, but he let a couple of guys through, I believe. So yeah, very good qualifying there out of Dale, Adam, and who else was out in our top three there? KZ. Yeah, so couple of guys, 3 guys being able to get into them 23s, but the rest of the field being relegated back into the mid 24s to low 25s.
Less than a second in the top 8.
I reckon we'll keep an eye on Stefko off the start here in that 5th place Jag. They get a very good jump off the line. All the revs come up, lights are on, we are green. Plenty of tyre smoke off the line from everyone. It's like Stefko's trying to get up the inside of KZ already to go too wide through the first corner. And they do so. It's going to turn into the inside of the very first braking zone.
Just brushes the ball on the outside. Clean
like
through the second corner.
Through there clean. That's beautiful to see. But it's what we expect out of these guys, of our top split drivers. It looks like Dale and Adam working together nice and early.
A nice little break there.
Yeah, a little bit of breathing room. Not too worried about the guys behind, as we see plenty of shuffling. Tombo, Pure Axle, Showman 3 wide, Suit Lad just on the end of that too. So plenty of action going on back there as the medium runners try and shuffle through, but Pure Axle losing out big here off the start. Probably very much regretting starting on them soft tyres as Tombo's up the inside into this corner. Does look around the outside though, and Tombo just gives him a little too much space, gets a narrow, gets loose on the corner exit, and he's given it up to Suit Lad as well.
Well, they've started to break away now. They were close for a little while, but looks like the medium drivers... Oh, got a bit of glitching going on.
Yeah, a bit of a send there out of Captain to get alongside. Here comes Rexy as well, shoving Tombo aside. So Tombo, after a really good start, looks like Captain dropped a wheel in the dirt too, but Tombo, after a very good start on them mediums, losing out to everyone in front of him, really. We will check in back towards the front of the field. It looks like Adam and Dale still working together. KZ not too far behind, and all of those soft runners being line astern. The Jag getting a great run onto the bridge as well. He's pretty much pushing Dale down the bridge right now. There's the third bump, fourth, and he's right on his rear bumper into this braking zone. Very good for saving fuel for Adam in that Jag at the moment, as well as pushing Dale along as well, which actually makes him burn a little more fuel, because it gets the car revving up that little bit higher on the longer straights.
Rexy's just made a move there, I believe, on Captain as they come through for the back straight. And Tombo's starting to catch them with that small incident he had to put him right at the back of the field.
Yep, I think we'll see these three driving around together for the next 5 or so laps, and not too much out of that. I believe we've got a bit of a breakaway from our top 4 as well, top 5, apologies. So KZ, Stefko and Ando have been able to hang on to the back of Adam and Dale, even though they were trying to work together nice and early. And just behind them we have Apex, Oily and Showman in a little pack of 3.
And it's starting to develop a bit of a gap. I mean, Pure Axle's starting to fall a little bit behind Showman. He's on the softs, so I don't know whether or not he's had an incident, but the gap's blown out to about 1.4, 1.5.
Might just be the top end speed of that. Mitzi really struggling without a bit of toe, or with Showman having the slipstream. Pure Axle's really going to have to make it up through these tight, twisty sections.
Love the car, but this is probably the worst track for it.
Apart from maybe Lasarth or something along those lines, there's definitely plenty of straights where you're going to need a lot of power here.
Yeah,
you can see that gap between himself and Showman just falling away.
If you get on the back of the train, I think you'll be alright, but if that gap grows, yeah, you're dead right, he's going to be in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah. I think his best chance to do it's going to be after, I believe, turn 3, so this being turn 2 here. I think he's got to get a really good run out of turn 3 at the end of this straight, and then make it up through that tight twisty section before they get back to the bridge. So he's got about a minute worth of track to make up that gap.
So it looks like we've got about 3 different groups starting to form. Got from Dale, Adam, Casadro, DJ Stefko and Ando in the top one, and then we've got Apex, Oil and Showman in that middle group, the 3 of them. And then Pure Axle with Suit.
Yeah, it looks like Suit's just dipping into the slipstream range of Pure Axle as well, which could help him being in a Porsche which struggles on the top end speed as well. I'm sure Pure Axle wouldn't mind a buddy to get a bit of slipstream going with. It's like Adam and Dale are trying to break away again as well at the front.
Just checking their tyres, and Dale's backs look like they're a little more worn than anybody else's up the front.
Being part of that MR life there. Definitely a bit heavier on the rear tyres than the fronts.
And Ando is also starting to wear a little bit more than the other three besides Dale.
Adam and Dale have a really good chance to break away here, as they now have a second gap. This pack behind them is not within slipstream range, and the pack has actually fallen off a little.
Yeah, they have too, yep.
It looks like that pack of three from Apex to Showman is also joining onto the back bumper of Ando, Stefko and KZ, so we could see this train form up again right as they come onto this massive straight.
As they're starting to
just out.
They're starting to settle in. We might do a couple of fun facts. We'll start with Mr. DJ Stefko. Some say, and these are rumours, that he spins his own beats while he's in the car just to relax him so he can race. Now I can tell you right now that this guy has no disc problems, unlike Seedy, when he's behind the wheel. Now those of you who are in Corona Cup on Friday know exactly what's going on there. Zeta needs to fix his stuff up, mate. While we're mentioning Zedi, we've got to put a call out there. He's infamous at the moment. He's the only guy at the moment that's brought us the new variant of the Friday night coronavirus.
The Delta Cup.
The Delta Cup. If you catch it, please go see your general technician.
But just going back to when they came onto that big straight there, Pure Axel had made up about 6 or 7 tenths and was 0.8 behind Showman as they came onto the straight. So showing he can make up that time through the twisty section. He just wasn't able to do enough of it. He needs about another 2 tenths or so just to be able to hang on. He does have Suit Lad for company now, just 4 tenths behind him, having a great run through that last sector.
And Apex Oil and Showman are starting to catch that bunch of three just up the front, so this is going to become interesting. It's going to become a bit of a train.
Oh, here comes Apex up the inside of Ando, just showing his nose a little bit. KZ getting loose on the corner exit as well, and Ando's trying to make hay while the sun shines here. Pulling alongside, realising he doesn't have the run, backing out. That's going to put him under pressure from Apex here. As Apex now pulling alongside Ando and also backing out of it, thinking better, so...
With the 6 of them in the train,
going
on. This might work towards Pure Axel catching up with Suit Lab right up behind him, but they might pull him into the group if there's a bit of a battle going.
Yep, and I'm sure you would not hear Pure Axel complaining about that at all. Could use a little bit of extra assistance bringing him back up towards that pack, as he's now about 1.8 seconds off the back of it.
His pack is really starting to heat up now. 6 of them in the train. The front 2 have definitely taken off, giving themselves some nice air.
Stefko very deep from third place now, losing spots to KZ. Ando Apex now up the inside as well. Oily and Showman not going to be able to pounce on that, but our second ranked Group 3 driver making a very big mistake there.
3 positions in a corner.
Third back to 6, yeah. Should we kind of miss that? I might go to a replay on that one.
Yeah, let's jump on with the replay of that one, see how it happened.
So on board with Stefko. Approaching the left corner, misses the 100 marker, and he's off into the grass. That's just late on the brakes, missing his marker. And yeah, that's all it takes.
Stefko with oil on his tail now. He's just missed the wall coming onto the bridge.
Yeah, and something to take note of, Pure Axel has joined the chat. He is right on the back of this massive pack now. He's dropped Suit Lad off as well, so
I'll tell you
Pure
what,
Axel will be loving the slipstream coming down this straight, and then
yeah.
moves.
That's great. Good to see.
Would not be surprised if he gets a few more positions in those S's leading onto the main straight.
Yep,
yeah, and
unfortunately he had Suit Lad for a bit of company, and he has just thrown him to the curb. Said, "Look, you're like, mate, I don't really care what happens to you as long as I've caught up to these blokes."
Suit Lad, he might catch him. He might get on the back of them.
Yeah, looks like after that Stefko incident, we've got another little bit of a breakaway two up in third and fourth. KZ and Ando have got a 1.2 second gap over Apex, and that's a very hungry pack of cars. And now the gap out to the lead is 2.2 seconds, so Dale and Adam running away at the front at the moment.
Yeah, they're definitely going to work together there.
Adam's got the advantage on Dale with the tyres still, and in third and fourth you've got Kazadra and Ando. I can't really tell the difference between the two. If anything, Ando's tyres are a little better. Then we go back to Apex, whose tyres look pretty damn good.
Yeah, it looks like Stefko was having some problems here. He was just dropping two wheels out onto the dirt coming through the last right-hander. So maybe trying to push a little too hard to catch up to Apex, making some small mistakes. It's definitely a lot of pressure with the spot he's in right now.
Yeah, we'll have to say it's not the tyres. His tyres are looking not too bad at all, but Oily now right on his tail and Showman right on Oily. We'll see how they go into this corner. Oh, who's on the outside? On the inside, there it is. Pure Axel going for a move. And he gets it done on Showman.
Yep, he is hung out to dry at the moment, but he does get to settle in behind Oily as they come onto this straight, and you just see the guys at the front pull away. Even in that slipstream, Showman's able to pull alongside and doesn't really lose a whole lot. Definitely making his intentions known, keeping his nose up the inside. Pure Axel turning across it, doesn't care at all. He wants to get onto the back of Oily and get moving. Now that he's in that slipstream, he's definitely a massive threat to this pack.
Just a quick check at the back. We've got Tombo and Rexy 5.8 seconds away from that group. And Adam, for some reason, is a little way off them. Three and a half seconds.
Yeah. Is he on the mediums?
He is on the mediums, yeah.
I think the captain's just a bit off pace here. He's lapping in the mid-29s while Rexy and Tombo are in the... Tombo actually with a 27 on lap 2 and 28.4 on lap 3, so... And Rexy in the low 28s. These boys got really nice pace on these medium tyres at the moment. Suit
lad starting to fall off this group.
Yeah, he's just dropping further and further back, and he really needs to do a similar thing to what we saw Pure Axel do. Pure Axel actually going side by side with Oily up in 7th place. Sorry to jump around a bit there, but I just saw him poking his nose.
Oh, he's got a great exit on that corner too.
Yep, and this is going to turn into the slipstream of Stefko. If he can get his nose in there, which he can't, and then the power of that Viper is going to help him defend. Oh, late move. Looking for it.
You know what? You can totally get that done with that Mitsubishi.
And he's got it done. He's just snuck up the inside. Oily saw him coming, gave him enough room. But he is out of the slipstream of Stefko now, and he's going to be...
he's just out of
He's going to be easy pickings for the Viper and Lexus, not too far behind.
They're going to eat him alive down the straight. We'll see whether or not he gets an advantage by letting him go through and then pulling him behind. It's a bit of jostling.
Showman would have had the position there, but turned around too late and ended up giving Pure Axel a bit of a bump.
I think he might have lost out there.
Here he goes up the inside.
He's got it done.
Big move. Great underbrakes in that Mitzi. Slowly slides across in front of Oily so he can't try and make any advantage over Pure Axel going a tiny bit deep in there. But again, falling off the back of that pack up ahead.
Yeah, they've been jostling. It's let Stefko get a bit of clean air in front so he can concentrate on what he needs to do to catch the second group. He's only 1.3 behind Apex.
Yeah, has dropped about half a second since we checked with him last time though, so Stefko really needs to make something happen here, as that pack of Stefko, KZ and Ando are cracking on nicely, but not nicely enough to hold pace with Adam and Dale, who are now about 3 seconds up the road.
We'll see how he goes with this lap. His second lap was a 25.9, then his third lap was a 28, so he was a fair way off his lap times, and he's brought it back to a 26, so he's got his consistency back again, see if he can't catch that group at the front, which is no mean task. I mean, they're pretty quick as it is.
Yeah, we'll jump on to 7th with Pure Axel here, as he needs an absolute cracking exit out of this corner to be able to hold off Oily again in that Viper. And we'll see here if Oily decides to go for the bump and tries to work with Pure Axel to catch up to Stefko, or if he just goes for the pass. There is the bump, so we'll see them trying to crack on and make up that time to Stefko. Thinking of the bigger picture here, these boys. Suitlad almost on the back of him as well, as Showman gets a little loose coming out of that corner. So Suitlad now just 8 tenths back. 7 tenths back. He's in the slipstream, so if he can stick with him now, he's going to be in a good spot after being hung out to dry for a fair while there by himself.
Back at the front, I don't know whether Adam's just sitting behind Dale, just biding time and just waiting for a good opportunity. But Dale's tyres are nearly twice as bad as Adam's are at the moment, so I'd expect that his lap times will start to drop off a little bit. If he makes any mistakes, it might skid him into the wall or the sand.
Hey,
At
we
the
got
moment.
Piper in the chat. Just shout out to Piper. Hope you're doing well there with your it's racing Assetto Corsa.
Assetto Corsa, yeah. And we hope to be seeing him back on track soon.
Yeah, definitely.
It would be very nice to see Piper just jump in and mix it with these boys again now that we've got a new wave of fast guys coming through. Definitely looks like Adam is content to sit behind Dale at the front as well, as he gives him a bump coming across the bridge, so definitely looking to just push that gap to break away from everyone behind and have it be a two-horse race.
Tell you what, Anders doing well leading that pack, that second train of... That second pack, yeah.
There we go, Piper says he'll be back with us soon. Yeah, Ando,
nice.
definitely a breakout of this season. I feel like he's broken into top split and he's holding his own very nicely.
Pure Axel's done quite well. He's slightly pulled away from Oily. Oily's right in his tail
Look
now.
at that slipstream. Look at that speed he's got.
Wow.
He's going about 15 kilometres an hour faster.
There was a 0.6 difference when they entered that back straight.
Yeah.
That is insane. I think I saw Oily hit almost 280 there while Pure Axel was stuck in the mid 260s, so...
You know what? It might work better if Pure Axel's the one pushing Oily along.
Piper's saying he's a little worried about the pace of the new group of guys coming through. You very much should be. These guys are definitely good enough to trade spots with the best that Wheel to Wheel have to offer.
Now, I think this track is definitely proving that choice of car may actually influence the end result.
Yep, definitely. The Jag with a very strong showing here as well. Oh, KZ! KZ's spun. Oh, he's done well to hold it there. He clipped a bit of grass coming into the last corner and drifted the whole way through the apex. Stefko clipped him on the exit, and now Oily's got to run, and he could come under fire from Pure Axel as well.
He's lost 3 positions there.
Gonna have to...
I don't know if you can store up that replay, but we'll keep with these guys to see if he loses some spots here, as Pure Axel goes up the inside as well. Very big showing of his nose, not able to get around him though. And KZ...
Little slide there from Pure Axel, let him through.
Yeah, I think if Stefko stayed in the slipstream here, KZ probably would have got Pure Axel, but I don't think it's going to happen. Or might. KZ has a look, Pure Axel decides to go defensive.
Apex had a look on Endo and pulled back in again.
Alright, maybe we'll jump to that replay now that these guys are coming through a technical section of this track.
Yeah, sure. So it was Stefko, wasn't it?
KZ.
Oh, KZ, sorry, where is he?
In 8th at the moment, currently.
Sorry. Okay, so KZ, we're on board with him for this replay. He's just gotten off on that ripple strip, approaching that left-hander and just caught a bit of grass, I think. Yeah, lost 3 spots there. Bad luck.
Yeah, he did well to hold on to it there, but very tricky section. And Stefko has had a big incident from what I can see. He's showing in 11th place.
Oh no, look at that.
So, not sure what's happened to Stefko there. But
His
he
tyres
is
are definitely
behind
looking more-
Rexy, who's on their mediums. And Tombo's fresh out the pits as well.
Yeah, right. I'll see if we do have that on. No, we've missed it.
Missed that one, that's a bugger. But
Interesting.
this is definitely the tricky lap for the soft runners here. Your tyres are the worst they're going to be unless you decide to go for a 7-lap stint. You just, at this point, you want to try and survive and get the best lap time you can. Just make it back to them pits. Get your fresh tyres on, get your fuel.
Interesting also now that Endo and Apex Humper have broken away from that, what was a 6-car train. They've pulled back 1.5 seconds on Dale and Adam. The gap was out to 5.8. It's now back down to 4.4, so they're gaining.
Most definitely. Pure Axel sitting on the rear bumper of Oily here, but I don't know if he's going to be able to make much of a move once he pulls out. He tries it, but the overspeed is not there anymore. Oily's got more speed than him coming into the corner. He's going to have to tuck back in. Apex showing the nose up ahead as well. Untouchables asking for a check-in with the dudes who were running the mediums to start with. So Tombo and the captain down in 12th and 13th have already pitted. They pitted at the end of lap 5. Rexy running around on the mediums, still going for a 6-lap stint in 10th at the moment. So we'll see him come in along with the rest of the field at the end of this lap, and he will be on the softs for the rest of the race. So Rexy definitely one to keep an eye on in the late race.
Well, it's unlucky for DJ Stefko, but he can look back and think, at least I'm in a beautiful Milo livery, even though I'm at the back.
You're damn right about that one. As we see our leaders dive into the pits, 5 and 6 litres of fuel remaining. So it looks like that's going to be the consensus. Oily with 1 litre left, running on the smell of an oily rag. And here we have Rexy coming around, so... Oh, Stefko taking the dirt route as well, down in 11th.
But 9 cars in the pits. 10, 11 cars in the pits.
Yeah, maybe we'll jump on with Tombo and see if he has been able to jump anyone or where anyone comes out in relation to the guys who decided to start on those mediums.
Dale and Adam out.
Make that a smart and work. Pure
Axle on oil. Ooh.
Pure Axle's out very early. He's jumped Ando, he's jumped Apex,
yeah.
Look at the massive underfuel, about
and
20 litres less.
Oily as well, so the both of them have jumped 2 positions. They've just leapfrogged the 2 guys that were in 3rd and 4th.
Something's happened to Showman. Something's happened to Showman there. I didn't see it, I saw him recovering from it. He's currently down in 8th place.
Okay.
We might need to replay that one if you can get on board with that.
Just jumping on now, yeah, sure. So Showman's in 7th with KZ behind. Yeah, late braking. Oh, hitting the wall too. Bit of a spin, and KZ gets past.
Yeah, so let's have a quick look through the field. So at the front of the field with Dale and Adam, we're going to see some separation here. Adam's decided to go for the medium tyre in the middle of the race. Dale going for the soft again and finish on the mediums. So these guys have been driving around together for the first 20 minutes of the race. We're going to see some separation towards the end of this lap, I think.
And if Adam can stick with Dale on those mediums, that's going to be such a bonus.
Absolutely.
Even if he doesn't, if he maintains a decent lap time, it'll be interesting to see whether or not he can actually dump Dale, and it works to his advantage.
Yeah, definitely. Having a look back through the field, we have Pure Axle and Oily, who very much underfueled to jump the field on the medium tyre, so possibly doing a 5-lap stint on the medium and only filling for enough for that. We have Apex on the softs looking up the outside, for of Oily to take that 4th spot off him. Oily's going to concede it. Ando also deciding to go with the softs and topping the tank, looking up the inside of Oily, so the medium tyres really punishing Oily at the moment.
Kazadro and Showman both deciding to go out on mediums, although that may not work to their advantage given how far back they are, unless of course they are short fuel for the last stint. They decide to do 6 on the mediums.
Yep, and we have the same situation for Suit Lad and DJ Stefko running the medium tyre as well. So a lot of guys on that medium tyre, but we're going to see Oily and Apex look to make some big time here, as well as Dale looking to break away from Adam. We also have Tombo, Rexy and the captain, who are looking to run their way up through the field as they are on the softs to the end now as well.
Another fun fact, halfway through the race, Oily My Blood's wife's just phoned in and said that he wasn't feeling fast enough, so he got himself a transfusion. He's now running on 2-stroke. 2-stroke in my blood. Name change coming up. Look for that.
Definitely some guys to keep an eye on at the moment. That battle for 3rd really heating up. Pure Axle defending on them mediums. Apex looking hungry on them soft tyres. The sooner he can get by him, the bigger the gap he can make, and the less chance he can pass by Pure Axle he has.
Might have made a commentator's curse there on Oily. He just got passed by Ando.
Yep. Ando also on the softs, taking the grass route out of the last corner. You don't get a track limits penalty there, as far as I'm aware. So I've seen a lot of guys just four-wheeling it as Apex taking third spot off of Pure Axle like it's nothing. Clips the wall on the inside and streaming back by goes Pure Axle. You're going to have to try that one again there, Apex. Now with Ando for close company behind.
Now they were catching the front bunch. It was down to 3.8, but this battling's pushed another 0.4 onto the time, 0.5 now. They're starting to fall off again.
Yep. Here comes Apex again. Pure Axle preemptively moving to the inside of the track, not letting it happen. Apex trying around the outside of that Mitzi, getting some boatload of understeer through the apex of that corner. It's a little bump from Ando there as well. Ando knew pretty keen to get a move on, as Oiley's still being able to hold with him on them medium tyres. Another thing to take note of, Dale has broken away from Adam, so that gap, that 4.3 second gap from Pure Axle to Adam is extended by about another 2 seconds to Dale almost now. 1.8.
Man, can he actually win it? This would be amazing. It'd be his first top split win, I think.
Dale has been on for the win of every
Great
practice
try.
race I saw him do today, so
This would be superb.
He's definitely picked a great car this season. He's been super fast in that thing. I've been calling him the Rocket Man. He's working for SpaceX.
Alright, I definitely think we're going to have to keep an eye on this battle for third again here, as Apex on the softs sticking with Pure Axle. He's definitely going to have a big chance at a move here, and if he can't get it done here, he's got that massive back straight, and Ando, I reckon, will be looking to follow him through.
Now, to their credit, 7th and 8th, Showman and Kazadro, both the boys in the Lexus, they haven't dropped too far off the that front group they're chasing, both on mediums. Right at the back of that group, we've got Oiley also on mediums, who hasn't lost that group yet, so he's still in their slip.
Yep, Pure Axle definitely giving a massive hand with that, but we'll see the overspeed come out of Apex here and look for him to pull alongside. He's already got a good couple of kilometres more. Oh, and look at that, Pure Axle pulling him behind him as Ando has to switch sides of the track. Looks like Ando's going to get clear before the braking zone. Not much Pure Axle can do about that. He gives a massive bump to Apex. Can we see Pure Axle go for the last of the late breakers into here? No, he settles for his spot.
Let's put Oiley back into the group again.
Yeah, Pure Axle definitely playing a little bit of mind games, playing very strategically. There as soon as Apex was passed, tucking into that slipstream because Ando wasn't on his rear bumper. So trying to disrupt the flow of these guys up ahead as much as he can while still holding some decent race pace.
Damn, so he's on the mediums too, isn't he?
He is. So everyone from Pure Axle down to Doot Lad. So that big group, so Pure Axle, Oiley, KZ, Showman, Suit Lad, all on the medium tyres.
Yeah, KZ and Showman. Inseparable there.
Dale's looking pretty good at the moment. His fuel's looking a little bit better than Adam's. I don't know whether or not Adam's short fueled. But
Ferrari's just really good on fuel as well too. So the Jag completely counteracts it as being a very thirsty vehicle as well.
Well, in your opinion, what do you reckon? How far does the gap needs to be for him to maintain it towards the end on mediums? It's at 2.3. Is that enough from Adam?
I think if Dale can get about a 4 second, maybe 5 second gap throughout the stint, he'll be pretty clear of him. 4 seconds will be pretty close. I think it'll end up with a very tight battle towards the end. But if he can get a 5 second gap, I think he might have a bit of breathing room to work with, a little bit of room to make mistakes if he does happen to do so.
So he's got a couple of laps left to see if he can put another couple of seconds on there. But I'd imagine that that Ferrari would be pretty wily with mediums trying to keep it on track there. The power that it applies is just unbelievable, and the way that Dale drives it shows fantastic control. But whether or not he can show that control with good times, and when Adam's right on his clacker, we'll have to wait and see.
Absolutely, and we've seen the absolute pace that Adam had on them soft tyres. Looking at those laps that he's done, he does have the purple lap, which was lap 2, with a 25.0 in race, almost dipping into them 24s. So I would expect to see him possibly dip into the 24s on his final soft stint, getting these mediums out of the way now.
Tell you what, Ando is looking super impatient on the back of Apex here.
He's been showing some pretty quick times.
Man, he's been pushing him along.
These guys really need to get a move on too to break away from Pure Axle, otherwise he's going to be able to come back at him with his final stint on the softs.
You'd expect coming around this.
You see the different lines from Apex and Ando through there as well. So Ando gone for a later Apex through it, while Apex turns in a little sooner and sticks it to the wall.
I think this is he's in trouble now. They've Ando's got the slip on Apex, and Pure Axle's really starting to drop off the pack.
Absolutely, he's lost probably half a second there.
Yeah, easy.
Not being in that slipstream. So we've got a couple of guys who have started to work together. I just caught Tombo making a pass on Suitlad as well, so Suitlad struggling also in that push when it comes to top end speed, also being on the medium tyres too, but we can see him come under fire from Rexy as well, who's not too far behind on them soft tyres now. I reckon we're not too far away from the point where the softs and the mediums kind of overlap and the mediums become that slight bit better. Tombo! Oh, big slide from Tombo. Oh, and he's into the wall. Big incident there for Tombo, now down in 12th place. Down in 13th. He'll be kicking himself for that one.
Just jumping on board for replay there, he's into the grass. Oh, game over, Tombo. Yeah.
Unlucky, mate, unlucky.
That's brutal. He'll be kicking himself for that one, Will Tombo. He's had a rough run this season, I think it's fair to say. And that wall put a very big exclamation point on the end of that slide as well. So yeah, just pushed a little too hard through the right-hander, dipped a wheel on the dirt, and that was all she wrote. Looks like we've got a couple of guys who are working together here as well. So we've got, we do have KZ and Showman working together very well. I saw them do this for the entire 17 laps in a practice race earlier as well. They were flawless pretty much, just drove nose to tail the entire time. Working together, trying to make the best out of this situation that they're in at the moment. But we've also got Ando and Apex catching up to the back of Adam in 3rd and 4th, also working together. So these couples of drivers could be ones to watch come the end with really that end total in the front of their mind.
Well, Rexy just making a move on Suitlad. They're going side by side.
Suitlad not fighting that one too hard. Rexy going very deep into the corner though. Whoa. So with Suitlad giving him that one, that's a very risky overtake from Rexy there on the left-hander.
Well, he's fallen.
Suitlad's happy to settle in though.
3.5 seconds off Pure Axle, and he's starting to bring in Kazadra and Showman. The gap's starting to close.
Yeah, all of these guys on the medium tyres too, and just showing KZ and Showman working together is really, really helping out and keeping their times low. Whereas Oily's stuck in a bit of no man's land, no slipstream from Pure Axle, who's a couple seconds up the road. So we might see, as KZ gets very loose, we might see Oily benefit from these two catching him.
Apex and Ando are starting to really close the gap between Adam, and Dale, to his credit, has blown his lead out to 4.3 seconds, exactly what we were talking about. If you can get to 4 or 5 seconds, I tell you what, at the moment he's looking pretty damn good.
Yeah, and I believe we'll see Dale come in at the end of lap 12 to do a 5-lap stint on the mediums to the end. I'm not quite sure what we'll see with Adam. He might come in at the end of lap 11 and do a 6-lapper on the soft. He might go to 12 and do a 5-lapper on the soft. His decision there could make or break the race for him.
Yeah, wow, they're catching him, aren't they? Apex and Ando.
Definitely are. Ando dipping a tyre onto the grass too, which we just saw Tombo fall apart from doing, so playing a very dangerous game there.
They've knocked half a second off up to Adam, so they're definitely catching him. Those mediums aren't looking like they're performing as well as they probably should, given the fact that the guys are they on softs? Yeah, they are on softs. I would have thought that I thought the softs would have dropped off a little by now, and the mediums would have been looking a little bit better. But yeah, they're definitely catching him.
Yeah, and looking at Apex's tyres, they're beautiful. Endo with a bit more wear on them, but Apex has really, really good tyre wear at the moment and is holding in really nicely.
Well, if you've just joined the stream, from the back of Burke to the City Slickers in San Francisco, cancel your subscription to Netflix, Amazon and Disney. Ask your boss for a month's worth of leave. Sit back and go and view the last 7 seasons of Wheel to Wheel. And my friends, if you're not thoroughly entertained and sending us a check, I'll be very surprised. But it's all there on the website, Facebook. What else have we got?
Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram. We're about everywhere that you could want us, and a couple other places where you don't.
Well, if you can't find us, use somebody else's eyes.
Yep. And if you like what you see, consider joining. You can join us through our Facebook page. There's a link there to the Discord for some easy access. It's not too hard to get started and get all signed up, and you could be out here racing with these boys as well. That's
a great point. If you are on Gran Turismo and you're looking for a little bit of weekend action, join the league, get involved.
Absolutely. You see here Apex and Ando really on the back of Adam now, so Adam maybe feeling like his tyres are starting to fall off on them mediums, possibly Apex and Ando really just working together well.
And they must be getting close to the lap pit stop, but they're on lap 11, so it'll either be this lap or the next, I'd say, but depends on what strategy they're trying to use.
Yep, I think we will see the captain down in 12th place. I believe we'll see him in this lap as he pitted on lap 5 to get off those mediums. I feel like for a majority of the field, they're going to be going around one more time. Possibly not the medium runners, though, being pure axle, oily, KZ and Showman all very low on fuel.
So you think a couple of the guys are going to come home in the five lap stint?
I think so. I think we'll definitely see Dale do that. Jumping up into second, yep. Apex has a run on Adam here.
And Ando is right behind Apex. You can't help but think that he's going to get him around as well.
Oh, here comes Ando for the bump, actually. Ooh. There it is, continuing to work with him. Apex with a flash of the indicators. So, and Ando does the same to say thank you to Adam, making that nice and easy. We'll crack on, thank you very much. And this could be really helpful for Adam as well. So that gap out to 5 seconds to Dale now. And Adam with a little bit of slipstream assistance. Whether he comes in this lap or next lap, he's going to have some friends to drive with until then.
Dale has put himself in a fantastic position to bring this home with 5 laps on the mediums. Whether or not he can just hold that gap, we'll have to wait. Oh no, Apex is gone.
Oh,
what? Where is he?
He's in 4th now.
Oh,
as we gave him all of the props. 5th. He's
6th.
He's just rejoined and hit early.
No, just a little too wide.
Oh, that
might see a sorry pop up in the chat
painful.
here. Did you get a replay of that one, Flying Moves?
We did. Let's go to it right now. So, jumping on board.
I don't know if I want to see this.
Oh, so unlucky.
On board with Apex. He's got the left-hander. He's gone a bit wide. Missed the brakes, I think, into the grass. And that could have just been a lapse in concentration.
Yeah, very unlucky.
Yeah, and while we were on board with that replay, we've had a bunch of cars jump into the pits. Couple of guys coming off their softs, couple of guys coming off of their mediums. Apex is paused at the moment, so very unhappy with himself.
Oh man,
that's very unfortunate. I'm assuming he's possibly typing an apology or something along those lines. But we'll jump back up into the battle for second. So Ando now taking that second place, and Adam following him around with a bit of slipstream assistance.
Oh man, that's so unfortunate. He's doing so well there.
That's so brutal. 1 lap away from the pit stop. You're 38 minutes into a race. One little lapse of concentration. and it's all gone away, unfortunately for him. Looks like he's taken a second to breathe and paused, and now he's back at it, trying to salvage what he can from this.
Now I can't recall. Did Endo do a medium stint or?
He did. He did not. Actually,
He did not,
sorry.
okay.
He started on the softs.
Okay.
And is currently on the softs. So Ando will have to do the mediums next, along with Dale.
Yep.
I think Suit Lad's on the mediums now. I think Apex is going to have to do the mediums. Looking back through the field, I think everyone else has done them. So as soon as we see Dale, Ando, and Apex take them medium tyres,
caught up to Oily.
Yep, they've been on the back of him for a little bit now. After it looked like Oily was struggling on them mediums, now the pack of 3 on the softs. So definitely looks like they're working together as well. I saw KZ giving Oily a little bit of a bump down some of the straights where he got a better exit out of the corners and stuff. So these 3 really thinking long term, trying to get their way up the field once the final stops happen at the end of this lap.
Well, this is about to heat up with this last pit stop with these top 4 drivers about to come in, top 5 drivers about to come in. But I tell you what, that 5.3 that Dale's got, I can't see him losing it even on the mediums. I think that this is going to become really interesting.
Yep, and we'll jump on with 10th and 11th place. It looks like Rexy trying to make a move on Stefco, both fresh out the pits, both on some fresh soft tyres. So Rexy, one of the few people who took a gamble on starting on them medium tyres, now's really the time where if he's going to be able to make something up, it's going to have to happen. Looks like he's got a nice run on Stefco. I don't know how this BMW goes compared to the Jag, but he could suck in enough time to be able to pull alongside towards the braking zone. Here it comes, the massive overspeed, and he's gone for the bump. So he's working with him until the end.
Alright, Dale's in.
Ando's going to follow him in here, along with Adam as well.
Suit and Apex will follow those guys. It's going to be interesting to see how they go. Dale's not too bad. He's got the best fuel out of the guys at the moment. But given he only needs...
He's just going to grow his lead.
Nice work.
He only needs... What's he need? He needs 4 laps, is it?
Five
Five
laps. So all of these guys pitting now are going to need them 5 laps. But that extra 6 litres, that's about a full second less fuel having to be added to the car. And he already had 6.7 seconds over Adam. So Dale is out of the pits on the medium tyres. Here comes Pure Axle as well. So there's Ando and Adam. Pure Axle coming along now in 4th place, catching up to these guys quite rapidly. And he is also on the softs.
Yeah, he's going to pick up 2nd spot.
He definitely could. But it all depends on how fast Adam can get past Ando here, Ando being on the medium tyres. And if he can get a move on and break that slip to Pure Axle.
Yeah, you're right. Adam's on the softs as well.
Yeah. So Pure Axle definitely putting himself in the mix here. Adam showing the nose, Ando being like, alright mate, I saw you jump onto the softs, I'm on the mediums, you go on ahead. And now
Pure Axle needs to catch up.
The gap. Here's the gap now, 7 seconds on the dot as Adam passes Ando to make up in 5 laps.
You have
We'll
to
see
say...
what kind of times these guys are going to smash out, but that's going to be a hell of an ask.
Yeah, not only a great driving from Dale, but a stroke of genius to come out of the pits with 1.5 on top of his lead, push him right out that 7. This is going to be a hard lead to get back.
Absolutely, and I feel like Adam could be maybe a little shocked here if he didn't see Pure Axle making the moves throughout the field in the early race and in the mid race to be right with him after doing the medium stint in the middle.
Well, it looks like the race is going to be in that the pack behind Dale.
Pure Axle needs to get a move on here before Adam pulls away.
Yeah.
Well, the gap is already at about 0.7, 0.8 as they come in here. There he goes on through, but that gap is out to 1.2 seconds, and he takes some dirt with him on the exit of the corner. And that gap is just growing. Ando giving Pure Axle a bump too.
Quick note, that lap to Dale was 7 seconds. It's 5.5. So So if they keep going at that pace, I'll tell you what, Dale may well be in trouble after we've been talking him up.
He may well end up on the bottom step of the podium if Pure Axel and Adam can get a boogie on.
Come on,
It is coming down.
We've got Ando here who's happy to give Pure Axel a bump as well, which is huge because Pure Axel doesn't have the top end speed, and if he's got the medium runner of Ando behind him to push him on the straights. Look at that massive bump. That's the fastest Pure Axel's car gets right there, and he's not even at the end of the straight. He might even get a second bump just before the braking zone, and there he does. All the way up to 270 for you. That's the fastest that car's seen in a long time.
So if you're watching the stream, we've got 4 battle groups forming. We've got 2nd, 3rd and 4th. We've got 5th, 6th and 7th. And as I move back through the field, we've got this DJ Stefko and Rexy in the next battle group with Suit Lad in between. And we've got Captain coming up the back with Apex and Tombo. Unlucky spin for Apex.
Oh man, so Adam's pulling away a bit. We've got...
This is the strong part of the track for the Mitzi though. He's pulled in 2 tenths, pulled in about almost 3 tenths now, using every bit of the track available to. And then the Jag comes onto its strong points here. This first sector is huge for the Jag. You got this very long straight, long sweeping corner, 1 braking zone, back onto another massive straight. So,
well, I think I'm getting ready to either eat my hat or my words, because it's looking like Dale is going to have a mammoth task trying to keep these lead.
Right.
Yep, Dale, I believe he might have made a mistake that lap, because I was seeing him running 27s on the medium in practice all day today. And his first lap out, his first timed lap out of the pits was a 3:30. Yeah, so he'll be kicking himself for that.
It's a bit of an odd one, yeah.
I definitely expect to see him dip into the possibly the 28s, if not the 27s, throughout his medium stint here. But he's really got to get a move on. But also, it could be nerves playing a part. Honestly, it's it's tough leading the top split race.
Like, if he's in bumper cam view now, he's seeing Adam V there in his rear mirror just making gains. He's looking at that Delta 3.2. 3 laps to go. Can he maintain a second?
Adam's purple.
Lap.
Adam is purple by 2 tenths, coming through the 1 minute marker of the lap as well. So definitely could see a mid 24 here. So even if Dale is doing 27s, that's going to be a very hard task.
Ando's fallen right off Pure Axel, but I can't see Pure Axel's is making any headway to Adam, so it looks like that little gap may well stay that way, so Adam can actually get some clean air and focus on catching Dale.
Yeah, and I'd hate to put the bad juju out there, but I did put $100 on Adam with the new wheel-to-wheel betting system tonight for the race win. So, I mean, there's purple again by about a quarter of a second coming in here as well. So, I wish I'd gone a little more bold on my bet, but a win's a win. And everyone knows if you lose, you chase your bets the next round. So, definitely don't do that for anyone listening. Chasing your bets is a terrible thing to do. You'll lose all your money. But looking back through the field, Oily, KZ and Showman still just driving around together. I feel like these guys are going to wait until the last lap or two before they start making moves. But
well, I think Kazadro and Showman are close enough now. We'll see whether or not this slip gives them an opportunity at the bottom of the straight.
Yeah, there's the bump.
Oh, okay.
But it definitely seems like KZ has the pace over Showman. He's showed the nose. He's thinking about it. So maybe letting Oily know that he'd rather lead the field around right now. Possibly putting that out there. And just back on the check to the lead, 2.2 seconds now the gap. Adam still staying purple. 3 minutes into the lap in the final sector now. Maybe we'll just keep an eye on Adam now to see if he can go purple. He's very wide through that right-hander. You'll see that apex next time around, good sir. Brings it in nicely. Plenty of speed, just dipping the tyre onto the grass there, and that gap is under 2 seconds to the lead now.
With 3 laps
he is also gapping Pure Axel. There's the purple. He's not done enough to get a 24 though. He's beaten
So
his
close.
previous lap by 7/1000ths of a second.
Oh man, pressure's on.
Yeah, you definitely feel for Dale at the moment thinking, what can he do with 3 laps to go to hold Adam off? Because you just can't see it happen at the rate that lead is disappearing.
Yeah, the only thing I can really think of for Dale here is if he can just hold pace and because his times are going to drop off slower than Adam's. So if he could maybe hold him off until the last lap, then they'd be on for a battle. But that gap is dropping too quick, and I think it was a mistake on that lap 13 because Dale did a 3:30.3, and then last lap around he's done a 27.2. So he will be
maybe he did make a mistake. Yep. Well, I think the mediums are starting to show their vulnerability on the corners. It's every corner he's wiping hundredths off.
Yep, and it's now under a second, down to 9/10. The Ferrari's still really good through the mid corner, but not enough to balance out them soft tyres. Dale even touching some dirt there, so he is absolutely pushing these mediums to the limit, but Adam is reeling him in.
He's just got too much time. 2.5 laps to go, and he's already in the slip.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I can't imagine the amount of pressure that Dale is under right now. Leading the top split race with 2.5 laps to go, my hands would be absolutely shaken.
You can't help but think it's going to happen down this back straight.
Yeah, I don't think Adam's going to be able to do it as he's half a second purple across the bridge.
He's flying.
He's even lifting off before the braking zone as well. But one good thing, if we look at the glass half full, Dale is probably going to lose a spot here, but the gap back to pure axle, 4.3 seconds now. And if Dale can get a little bit of a tow from Adam for a couple of laps, or even just a couple of straights,
yeah, true.
Here it
it'll
is.
be massive. Adam going for the bump.
Oh, this will be interesting. Maybe he's biding his time. It's still 2 full laps to come.
No, he's going. So
He's
maybe
going
just
for it.
giving him a bump, giving him an extra 10th to try and hold off pure axle. And now the gap to
there it
watch,
is.
4.8 seconds to pure axle. Can Dale hold this second place after leading for 15.5 laps? That's brutal. That's
Gosh, great drive though. Great drive.
absolutely. And
It's
I will say I'll be
fantastic.
very, very interested to see where these times come out compared to our E-League lobby. Because we have some very rapid guys who I think will be contending for some top splits places. And I think they could be a big threat to these guys as well.
Yeah, that'll
But
be interesting. Sorry,
with,
Super Dragon.
No, I was just saying with how much Adam and Dale work together for the first kind of 9 laps or so, it's going to be very hard to beat.
I was going to say with the E-League as well, it'd be interesting to see exactly how much fighting's going to go on, or whether or not someone's going to break out, or they're going to have separate groups, as to whether or not their times are going to be comparable, or whether or not the fighting that they may well be doing will pull them back by a couple of seconds.
Yeah, and just another thing to add a little bit more weight to this is as Dale slides through turn 1 and loses that slipstream to Adam, just another thing to put a bit more weight onto this race is with our endurance races this season, they are huge for your overall point standing. Having the opportunity to get a clean 900 points, to be able to get the fastest overall race time in the sprint rounds is near enough impossible. So these endurance rounds are huge for the guys who are really at the top of the championship.
Yeah, it's like winning every sprint race, which is nearly impossible.
Yes, with the double reverse grid and having the 3 race format, good luck getting a 900 point round in the standard races.
With just under a lap and a half to go, we've got Oily who's made a bit of a break on Kazadra and Showman, and DJ Stefko's also pulled away from Rex. I don't know whether or not Rex has had an issue there, but Suit Lad's now right on his tail.
Yeah, he certainly is. Suit Lad's got a really good run through this right-hander as well. Here he comes. He shows the nose, but lifts off.
Pulls back in.
So yeah, Stefko and Rexy were driving around together for so long, and Stefko's now made the break. It's like watching the Tour de France when you see the battle pack try and break away. Another thing to take note of, KZ and Showman have dropped off the back of Oily. 2 seconds off the back of him now. Super
Dragon, you're in Dale's seat at the moment. What are you doing? What do you think you should be doing?
Changing my diaper. With a lap and a half to go, I am just trying to hit my markers. Go back to what I've been practicing all week, because you're not going to get first unless a mistake happens to Adam. So first thing, you want to stay in touch. So if Adam does make a mistake, you can pounce on it. And secondly, you want to try and maintain that gap to Pure Axel, so you don't give him a sniff of that second step on the podium.
So second question, if you're a Pure Axel, what do you do?
Absolutely go hammer and tong.
Too far away, do you think, with less than a lap and a half to go?
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be gaming.
With the wear that he has now on them soft tyres, and how much better the mediums hold up over time, I think he might be a little too far back. But again, just keep yourself within range if a mistake happens, to be able to capitalise on that.
Yep,
and,
okay.
I'd say the same thing about most of the field, because if Pure Axel makes a mistake, loses 5 seconds, he's passed by Ando, he's passed by Oily, and he's under attack from Showman and KZ.
So you're saying in the positions they're in at the moment, with the gaps where they are, you're not really looking to push here to make any kind of gains. You're just looking for consistent times to hold you out to the rest of the laps.
Absolutely. I think one thing we could see... Yeah, Oily could actually pull some time out of Ando, but I think 3 seconds in one lap is a bit much to ask, even though Ando is on the mediums and Oily's on the softs.
Actually, Ando's... I didn't see Ando. I don't know whether he's caught up to Pure Axel, or whether or not the gap was always that big.
No, I think it's been about a 2-second gap for a while now.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's done well. I think Pure Axel roasted his tyres early on.
So
he's pushed it out.
Is KZ and Showman, they're not on the same teams, are they? No.
No, they are workmates.
Both privateers. Showman's taken KZ, so he's made a position.
Yep. KZ's had much better pace throughout most of the race, but lost 3 seconds on that last lap, so 15 very consistent, very solid laps and one mistake, and away goes the spot, but Showman getting loose out of the corner. So playing a very dangerous game on them old soft tyres on the final lap of the race.
We'll keep the focus on the front, but just in case anything doesn't happen, we've got Suitlad, who's making some time up on Stefko, who's passed Rex. Yes,
that Porsche finally coming into its own towards the end of the race here. Very, very nice to see. So, yeah, KZ and Showman, I don't think they'll be fighting too hard. They've been working together for pretty much the whole race. And I feel like if KZ can get a good run, he won't make a dive. He'll commit to a move properly. He'll make sure he's got a massive overspeed, so he's not going to cost Showman too much time. It's like a couple seasons ago when we saw the captain and Adam working together at Le Mans, or even earlier on in this season, they were working together at Suzuka in the 86s. And you just put whoever's got the better pace in front and try and tow the other person along, really.
Adam about to come onto the back straight for the final time with nearly a 4-second lead.
Yeah, so that's that gap to Dale definitely wasn't enough. It was a 7-second gap, and he has done consistent 27s, but Adam with a 24.0, a 25.0, a 24.5, and a 25.4. Running 27s on your mediums is not going to compare to that.
It's blistering pace.
Absolutely rapid, and 27s on the mediums is nothing to frown at either. I think Dale's actually pulled time on Pure Axel here as well. He's pulled about 9/10 on him almost this lap.
Kazadra making a move on Showman.
There he goes. So they work together the whole race, and there you go. Thank you very much, good sir. Just a nice easy one on that back straight. One final twisty sector to go. But maybe we'll just jump on with Adam here, really, as a bit of a victory lap. Actually, with that said, back in 8th and 9th, Suitlad had a quick peek up the inside. We'll keep an eye on this battle for a second.
Yeah.
and we will jump back up to the lead. So
That's
it doesn't
right,
look
on
like
Steph
anything
goes
Oh,
tail.
he's into the grass a little.
Oh, 2 wheels out
Is that
there.
enough to let? Oh.
He's got
Back
the
up
inside.
front.
Around the
And he takes the
outside.
win.
Adam taking the win, very well deserved, well driven. Dale with an amazing second place, great drive, mate. Pure Axel coming home in third, very much hampered by the car choice there on the straights. Ando taking a fourth, Oily taking fifth, KZ and Showman in sixth and seventh. Suitlad with the grass route.
Passes DJ.
Stefko's
Unlucky.
coming at him pretty hard
Unlucky.
here towards the line, but Suitlad 8th, Stefko 9th, Rexy in 10th, not able to make up time there. The captain in 11th, not enjoying that Hyundai, unfortunately, as he gives us the goat flick across the line. We see Apex Humper 12 seconds behind him after that massive incident. Runs out of fuel for good measure too. Take them extra couple seconds off your time. And Tombo, after that big hit, runs out of fuel before the last corner as well. He's going to roll this one in. That's unfortunate for those guys at the back of the field, but a massive congratulations to Adam, Dale, and Pure Axel. And Ando as well held that fourth position for a majority of the race, really cementing himself in Div 1, in top split, apologies.
Great race by all the guys. It's always hard keeping your focus on an enduro when you're racing for a straight hour.
Absolutely. As we saw from Tombo and from Apex, one little mistake and it all goes away, especially when you're competing at the level of these boys.
Yeah, wow, what a race.
And I will take my winnings from the wheel-to-wheel bet system now. What an amazing race there. We'll have a quick check of the race results. So Adam coming through with a 59.44.7, Dale with a 59.48.8. So if you can get under that 1 hour mark, you're on for an absolutely cracking time, and our top 5 have done amazing here.
Yes, and I have to say that I can't see the top 9, depending on how E-League goes, but 1 minute 10s, they're going to be 9 of the fastest laps, I think. You might get maybe one of the guys in E-League might be able to push one of those guys out, but damn, they're fast times.
And we have some shots fired in the chat. Mrs. Stefko says, no dinner for you, losing Stefko. Absolutely savage work going on there. Stefko was missing out on his dinner tonight. But again, one of the people we saw just make a small mistake and lose out big there. He was in that running with Ando and who was it up the top there, the front? Apex.
Yeah.
So both of those
really
guys.
unlucky there.
Yeah, such a fast track. As you said, a simple mistake and you've put yourself 10 seconds behind.
Absolutely.
Well, boys,
Yeah,
what time is
we'll,
it? We've got another race at 7:30, so tune in for that one. I think we're streaming second split tonight, and then
And a big thank you again to our sponsors who stayed on board with us again. Next Level Racing, Pagnian Imports, Future Born, Melbourne Born Streetwear, and Racers supporting grassroots racing in southeast Queensland. Combo going for the restart as well. But yeah, a big thank you to Midrisky for joining me here, making his commentary debut as well. I hope you had a good time.
It's been an absolute pleasure. I'll have to go back to the drawing board and see if I can come up with some more fun facts for the next one.
There were some great ones in there. And a big thank you to Fine Moves for joining us on the visuals.
Thanks, Fine Moves.
A lot of fun. Cool. All right, guys, tune in at 7:30 for second split. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye, everyone.